All right, here's my take. If you feel like it takes too long to clean your house and you're always overwhelmed, a lot of anxiety around cleaning, you don't think you can ever get your house clean in a day, then it's not a cleaning routine problem. It's a you have too much stuff problem. And I can only say that because I have also been there. What I've learned over the past 6 years of decluttering is that all the time that I spent trying to clean my house, trying to organize my house was a waste of time when I had too much stuff because it wasn't a cleaning problem. I actually can clean even though I don't love to. It was a capacity, a threshold problem that I was having, and there was no amount of cleaning routine that was going to fix that. We're going to talk about a few rules today that have helped me to identify what my capacity is and to understand what my body feels like once it's reached capacity and what to do about it. Let's stop apologizing for how our home looks and start taking charge and taking our home and life back, our sanity back, starting today. For many years, I thought that cleaning was just something I really didn't like doing. And yes, I'm still not a cleaning fanatic, but what I can say is that there was something I kept missing when it came to cleaning that now makes my life a lot easier. And that's understanding that cleaning takes steps. You have to identify the steps that you are willing to take in order to clean your home. And usually that's figuring out what your capacity for any given space is. So let's take our kitchen countertops. I'm somebody that is very overwhelmed by seeing clutter on my kitchen countertops. Now, do they get cluttered? Absolutely. But when I am ready to clean up my countertops on a normal daily basis, there's not a lot on there. And there's a big reason why, because every time that I have to lift up something or move something or find a new home for something, it means that I'm having to make another decision. It means that it's taking away my energy. So if you're finding all of the time that when you are cleaning, you are just burnt out and you might do one room and then feel like you cannot move on, you can't clean anywhere else. Vacuuming is like a whole thing. It's most likely because you have too many steps going on for you to be able to easily vacuum. There's too many things for you to pick up and have to deal with. And that is where you can identify that you have a capacity problem. And the only thing for a capacity problem is to declutter some stuff, to clear up some space. That's going to remove those extra irritating, itchy steps that you're having to take in order to clean that spot. So a big problem a lot of us are having after we realize that we have this ick feeling when we're cleaning and we don't want to ever start because we know it's going to be difficult is that while we might know that we have a capacity problem, we think that decluttering is going to take a long time. We think that decluttering is going to just not go anywhere. We're not going to end up getting rid of anything. And we've tried it maybe many times before and it just hasn't worked. So how do we change that? The thing I want you to think about as you are trying to declutter an area, hopefully today, is that I don't want you to think about, do I really love this? It's not that that's a bad question. I think that is a good question. But once you reach your capacity and you realize that cleaning is really annoying and you're overwhelmed in your home, it doesn't really matter if you love something. If it's too much, you can't have it. That was one of the best things that I've ever realized in decluttering and minimalism is that it doesn't matter if you like it or love it or it brings you joy. If it's over what you can handle and you are so beyond irritated when you have to clean and take care of your home, then at least ask yourself, is it worth it? Is it worth it? Do I really want to deal with this much overwhelm and anxiety in order to keep this item that I keep telling myself that I just can't live without? Real quick, I want to thank BetterHelp for sponsoring today's video. I've noticed myself and a lot of us get stuck in the process of overthinking, people pleasing, burning ourselves out, and even when we know they're not working, they're really hard to break. And for me, one of the biggest shifts was realizing that I didn't have to figure it all out by myself. Something that I learned in therapy that genuinely has helped me over the past years is to slow down and notice what is going on around me. I think about my old home and when my daughter was younger and how much I wish I could go back and savor that ordinary stuff. Therapy has helped me to stop living on autopilot so I don't miss this season the same way I've done before. That's why I love BetterHelp. They make starting therapy feel way less intimidating. You fill out a quick questionnaire and they match you with a licensed therapist in as little as a couple of days. And you can switch therapists anytime if you're not feeling like it's the right fit. If you've been thinking about therapy, you can use my link in the description or go to betterhelp.com/minimalease to get 10% off your first month. Something that I think I heard from the minimalists many, many years ago is that if it was to disappear, maybe it was to burn up in a fire, would I miss it? And man, if you've ever asked yourself that question, it kind of hurts sometimes when you realize what the answer is, because many times I would ask myself that as I'm decluttering and getting rid of things, and the answer would be no. That would be such a relief if it was just to catch fire and I didn't have to make any more of the decision about this anymore. Because a lot of times with our things, even our sentimental things, or for me, especially my sentimental things, it was really hard to get rid of them because I just felt guilty or I felt responsible, like I had to take care of it. And a lot of times when we realize that it would actually make our life easier if it was to disappear, it's just not worth keeping anymore. Because if the answer is yes, then we know that it's way beyond what we can handle. It's way beyond our threshold. The takeaway from that one is you need to have fewer emotions when you're decluttering and more decisions. Just decide yes or no and move on. Don't put your emotional value into an object that really doesn't deserve it. All right, so we are decluttering our home because we realize we have the ick and we want to just burn our house down, so it's time to declutter. I don't want you to start thinking about organizing yet. That is something that if I was to go tell myself 6 years ago, I wish I could have, because I fell into that hole a lot, is to try and organize an area the second I thought I got rid of a few things. And the problem with that is we often will get these baskets and all of these bins and spend all this money and try to organize this area and realize that no, we are still at capacity. We are not comfortable in our home. We need to get rid of a little bit more. And what have we done? We've organized an area before we were really ready to organize it. And that can be a huge waste of money and your time. And it really irritated me. And so now what I do is that if I have decluttered an area and I realize that there is still a problem here with organization, I give it some time. When I started doing that, I realized that I saved myself a lot of sanity. Because you don't need better bins, you need less volume. Use what you have on hand right now and feel it out for the next month and see if there's anything at the end of the day that you still want to declutter. And then you can finally evaluate what you want to bring in and what the best system would be for that space. And while you're decluttering and not organizing, I want you to think about getting rid of the duplicates, getting rid of those just in case items, and getting rid of things that you've just had for a really long time, but you don't ever pull them out and you didn't remember you had them until you saw them. Those are great items to start decluttering today in that space before we even think about organizing it. So real quick, if you guys are enjoying this, my name is Becky Truda, and I would love for you guys to come join us here. We're a fun little bunch by subscribing. And also, if you're already decluttering here with us, throw a heart emoji down below because we all like to see that we are not alone on this crazy journey. So another great thing that I'm thinking about as I am going through these different rooms and cleaning and organizing is that I like to think about the idea that if I was to clean this room and give myself only 10 minutes, what would hold me back from being done? Is it a really irritating carpet that's hard to clean? Is it that you have too many pillows and blankets and it's overwhelming the space? Is it that you have a ton of books everywhere and you need to dust them and take care of them and you have more than you can handle? Or big pieces of furniture that you're constantly having to dust and you're just not happy doing it? What is something in this room that you're cleaning right now that you can identify would hold you up? What's something that is irritating you? A lot of times for me, it was decor. Decor always held me up from being done with a room, having to dust it, take care of it, those kind of things. And so really the list is endless. It just has to be something that you don't feel like dealing with anymore that's stopping you from being successful. And those little spots that you're noticing constantly, are those hot spots. I want you to think about them as hot spots in your house of clutter. Those things that you're constantly having to move into another room, or you're constantly having to, I don't know, pick up, drag around, move when you're trying to clean. Those hotspot areas or hotspot objects are things that I want you to ask yourself, if that was to disappear and I didn't have to deal with it anymore, would it make my life easier? Because I think something that I can acknowledge, especially this time in my life right now, is that I live to make my life easier. I live to make my life more fun, more exciting, and I'm able to do more with my life. And what has a whole lot of things in my life ever done for me? Very little. Things have not given me experiences. Things have not given me love back. And so I have to acknowledge that when I have a hard time getting rid of something, even if I like it, if it was to disappear and add in more time for myself and for my family, then maybe it is worth it to let it go. I don't know. How do you feel about that one? So we are working on letting go of these things without causing a ton of emotional pain. Stop putting so much of your time, love, and energy into something that isn't giving you that back, is not serving you and making your life easier. It doesn't deserve to have that. And really, and sometimes that has to do with letting go of the fantasy self that you want to be or the fantasy home you want to have. Sometimes it's just about letting go of that and realizing that wherever you are right now is perfectly fine, that you can have goals for yourself in the future, but our things often are the things. Our things are often those road bumps that are helping us to accomplish bigger goals because they take up our time and our energy. And getting rid of them often leads to a lot of new adventures. I am somebody who has seen that in real time. So if you have enjoyed this and enjoyed watching me declutter and organize my home, then I bet you're going to love one of these videos right here. And I wish you guys the very best.